What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling phenomenal today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So, Cancer, happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. And I hope you're ready because the moon's going void, of course, today. The moon's going to be going void, of course, at about 3:27 in the afternoon, and this is going to be Central Time, and then she'll be entering or moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn at about 6:32 in the evening. So we're looking at about a 3-hour and 5-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course time, this is a great energy for doing some meditation, doing some, just some spiritual work, really tapping within, and really, Cancer, just doing like, because sometimes, the void of course is, moon void of course is just random times. Just like checking in, just randomly, just like, how we feeling, how we're doing, what emotions what energies are we experiencing right now. But, also, this is a time you may notice that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, and also people may be unlikely to make decisions during this time. So just something to pay attention to. I definitely use the void of course times to get out of some decision-making, Cancer. So, work with these energies. The moon sets it up. And considering that Sagittarius, has a majority of the day, we're going to give the energy to Sag. But with the moon being in Sagittarius, this is a very optimistic, fun, just lucky energy. This is a really cool placement for the moon because we have, on top of having, a great relationship with Venus, the small benefactor, we have a great relationship with Jupiter, the great benefactor. We're just abundant, Cancer. Ain't that lovely? But also, when you think about Sagittarius energy, they are a very spiritual sign. They're ones of higher learning, of really expansion, of expanding. So this is a great time to, if we wanted to do any type of courses of learning like that, or we've been thinking about those types of things, definitely work with this energy. And it's also a great energy. And you know what, for those of you who, because the moon entered over the weekend, happy lunar return for those of you with a moon in Sagittarius. But also, this is a great energy too if you been wanting to travel or even been thinking about that kind of stuff, Cancer. Moon and Sagittarius, got your back. Go explore, Cancer. Go on an adventure. And also, the moon is in a waning gibbous phase. Now we're getting towards the more reflective half of the phases. But this is kind of like the calm after the storm. We got done celebrating over the weekend. Hopefully you've been, I don't know about you, Cancer, but after this, after that lunar eclipse, because fun little fact here, because how that lunar eclipse happened, Scorpio's definitely going to be feeling it the most, but Pisces and Cancer, because that moon forms a trine with our signs, and trines are very beneficial energies. We're just gonna do a little astrology lesson. It's very, very free flowing, very just very positive energy, Cancer. So hopefully you all have been feeling, more intuitive, been feeling, and you'll be just this eclipse energy is going to be growing. So pay attention to that, Cancer. But also, this is, with this waning gibbous phase, let me get back on track. This is like appreciating the transformation. And this is also a great time, for reflection, see what areas do we want to improve, how we can bring it maybe for this next lunar cycle. Start getting towards thinking that in that direction. So something to work with this energy, Cancer. And then last couple things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. Ooh, all right. Speaking of people we had good relationships with, you got the fourth card of Taurus here, which is the birdcage card. And with this card, Cancer, this is a card of possessive, codependent, cling, restless, oblivious, controlled, sink away, want freedom, without consent, dominion, watched, hostage, confined, jealous, trapped, and predator. And this one is a little bit of an intense card there. This one gives me almost like a combination of like the Eight of Swords, kind of getting into Nine of Swords type of territory, where one, if we've been feeling kind of like we've been caged, or this could be in like a relationship, maybe we feel that we can't express ourselves, or that, there's some sort of dissonance there. This could be, maybe we're feeling kind of trapped with our jobs, maybe just like, or maybe just kind of just trapped in general, whatever that is. Really take this time, reflect, figure out how we can get out of this thing. Because I'll tell you what, Sagittarius energy is a great one too for inspiration. I'll tell you what, when the sun entered Sagittarius, this was a while back, it was like I don't know, it's like the lights just kind of came on, like just light bulbs. And Sagittarius is, I'll tell you what, if you ever talk with a Sagittarius, I mean, they just got great ideas, like just dropping gold all over the place. But yeah, if we've been feeling trapped or anything along those lines, Cancer, let's find a way to get that freedom. Because here's the thing, freedom is not given to you, Cancer. Freedom is something that's taken from you. So if you feel like that, just any kind of restriction along those lines, let's figure out how we can start making steps towards getting out of that. And depending on how this might be resonating, we want to stay safe, Cancer. Take all the steps that you need, or that you would need to take. But just if we notice any sort of vibration like that, let's just be mindful. But let's get a little bit more on this, see how we can work with this energy. And I also feel too, Cancer, just with thinking with if you've been wanting to do something, like I almost feel just with this, how the Sag energy is coming through, just like the single way part of it. If there's like a dream or something that you've been kind of maybe a little nervous about, maybe you want to do some singing, Cancer, or maybe you want to, I don't know, do some art, or maybe anything along those lines. You've been kind of like having an idea that you've been kind of keeping caged away. Sagittarius energy, I feel like another great one to let that energy out, let that bird sing. Let's see what we have here. Ooh. Love it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. A lot of swords, but that's all right, Cancer, because we end strong with us here. But you have the Six of Swords. Wow. Then when I talk about that Six of Swords, you got the Eight of Swords, you got the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So, Cancers, one way we can work with this energy. If we've been feeling trapped, been feeling like this, just things have been restricted. I love this too, how there's like a map of the world here. If we feel like that, we've been, because maybe even too for travel, Cancer, you've been feeling like you haven't seen anything or want to experience more. This is, go out there, Cancer, because even just talking about that, the Six of Swords can also be a card of travel. Because when you think after, you see how they're graduating here, after graduation, usually, we're moving out of the parents' place. We're going on to new opportunities, new horizons. So something to think about too, Cancer. But I also feel just like if we've been kind of trapped, whether this is maybe a person, a situation, or maybe even ourselves, maybe we've been talking ourselves down, diminishing, doing maybe some self-deprecating type of behaviors. We want to get out of that. We want to free ourselves up. We want to, again, look at all this migration. We want to get out of this cage. Look at all these birds. All these birds are flying free, Cancer. You can't keep these birds locked up. And think about you're a water sign. If we keep water stagnated. Can you imagine the Queen of Cups just meant to just stew in one place? That's not going to work for her. The water's meant to flow free. We have to be able to express and to live. So, and the Ten of Swords, can be just as intense as this card. This is a card of really just being at our lowest. This is like rock bottom, like things have gone just south, and funny, now these birds might be flying south, but, well, not, you know what I mean, Cancer. But if things have been going that way, Cancer, Queen of Cups, let's take care of our energies. Let's analyze this situation here. Let's gather. Let's compose ourselves. Let's get eyes on this. Feel out what's going on here and how are we going to take action? Because Cancer, you're a cardinal sign, and when something's not resonating with this, Cancer, we gotta keep it moving, because when you think too, Cancer, just with our, just when you think with our energy, the extent that we feel, if that is staying bottled up like that and we're just being steeped in that energy, Cancer, we got to be mindful of that. So just really, if you're noticing some things, if you've just been, I almost feel like kind of like how you see how she's like a little fish here. If we've been feeling like we've gone from a bird to a fish, Cancer. If we've been feeling like a fish in a bowl, just been sort of going. No, we got to get back to the ocean, Cancer. We need to be free. So just something to think about and apply it to your situation. Free and whatever that means. If we need to maybe look for a different job opportunity or possibly, look for a different relationship, maybe just put up some boundaries, whatever that's looking like for you, Cancer. And even if this is like a codependency even type of thing, sometimes even just having that conversation can help you just move this thing along, because even just like Cancer, you do have all these swords here. And if this is something that you've been thinking about, don't just sit here. The Queen of Cups, she rules the first two decans of Cancer and the last of Gemini. Gemini is a communicator. Don't keep these thoughts and things bottled up, okay? That's how we move on, with the Six of Swords. So, all righty, Cancer. Let's see what it might be some challenges with this energy. All right, Cancer. Interesting. Okay, so you got the Seven of Cups here, the Nine of Cups, and then the King of Swords. All right, Cancer. And so one thing. I really feel like, one thing with this Seven of Cups, I will say, I really like this card. You see how he's kind of looking at himself and he has kind of given that little, there's a little heart there while he's looking in this pond. And I just feel like that we want to make sure, one, that we're feeding ourselves love, that if we're noticing something that's, if we haven't felt like we've been in a just a high vibratory situation, then we have some decisions to make. We need to figure out what steps are we going to do. Are we going to try to repair this thing? Are we going to, what does that look like? But also, this card, the Seven of Cups, can be a little tricky, because this can also be a card for me of intoxication. We're getting into weird kind of territories here with the Seven of Cups, because sometimes when we don't want to deal with these things, we can turn to escapism to try to do some healing, Cancer, to try to drown out the feelings if we've been in something like that. But we want to be mindful with this Nine of Cups here, because now we've gone from our head, now we're feeding, we got another sword here, but we're starting to work in some cups, because the Nine of Cups, we want to be mindful of the energies that we're attracting. Octopuses are very intelligent, and we want to be thinking about how we're going to grow from this, how we're going to move on, what does that look like, so that we can start attracting that energy towards us, and so like we can Gemini energy right here, so that we can get back to getting stable again, get to where we feel like our security is set, our physical, our emotional, our spiritual, all of that. But in order to do that, Cancer, it's something that we can't just, it's one thing when you're seeing this restriction, or this, this, whatever this is, this little control thing, when we notice that, it's one thing to just be aware of it, but it's another to take action. That's where the wisdom comes from with the King of Swords. He's the type that, it's, again, he rules the first two decans of Gemini, and then the last of Taurus. And so he's going to be thinking about what ways can we get secure, and then we got to take action towards those stuff. We got to start building that security, and really be brainstorming. You got to think about this stuff, Cancer. Because you're, especially with Nine of Cups, you're a magnet. The energies that you're in, that they keep coming that way. And if we stay in this trapped vibe, that's all we're going to keep feeling, is trapped, until we realize that we can move on, that we can rise, that we can get out of this situation. Absolutely, yeah. It's a Tower moment, it's because, especially when you feel this way, it's time to change. If this has been something that, if we've been in something, or if this is something we notice in the future where get kind of stuck in a situation, we got to figure out what's no longer working, and then clear that foundation, make these moves, King of Swords, so that we can start building on top of this again, start building ourselves up, nurturing ourselves, healing, doing some loving things for ourselves, and realizing that there are more options than just staying in this stuck situation. Because sometimes when we're in this, like, Ten of Swords energy, Eight of Swords, it can feel like this is just the reality, and that this is just like, okay, I might as well just settle in because here's the journey. But that's not the case, Cancer. That's only if that's the energy that we choose. Nine of Cups. And because believe me, Cancer, I don't say that lightly. This is something, we can get out of these things. It can be tough. Believe me, I understand, but we can do it, Cancer, because you're the Queen of Cups. You're even in your King of Swords. So come on, you're stronger than you know, Cancer. All right, and you know what? If you don't believe it, let's see what Jupiter's got. So big Daddy Jupiter got to tell you about that. I'm sure Jupiter got some thoughts. Oh, sorry, Cancer. That was brilliant. Let me tell you why, Cancer. It's a freaking Chariot. So, look at all this, Cancer. Look how strong you are, Cancer. Look at your bedroom. Oh, wait, no, this is a Chariot. My bad. I was just like, oh, what a fancy room this is. Look at that. I thought, your Chariot is so fancy. I thought it was a whole bedroom in there, Cancer, because that's how incredible you are. And that's what happens when we keep it moving. We get to security again. What else you got here, Cancer? The Emperor. I'm with it, Cancer. And the page. I just got chills. More? Let's switch back over, Cancer. That was sick. Hold up. I hope is my mic still working? I hope I didn't blow your ear out there, Cancer. But you have the Chariot, you got the Emperor, and then you got the Page of Swords. And, Cancer, you see all these birds, like how they're all forming together to form that one big bird with this sword. I feel that can be what happens with our thoughts. If we feed into a low vibration, and feed that enough, then it can form into this crazy beast, that can seem that we can't handle. But when we feed a little love into the mix, a little Nine of Cups, a little Queen of Cups there, start in taking charge, Cancer, in knowing that you can bring your own stability, then you're creating an opponent for this idea that we might have built up beforehand. And now it's like now we're leveling the playing field, Cancer. That's how, look at that. Look at how strategic you are planning with yourself and these Falcons. I'm with it. But that's the thing, Cancer. We got to figure out what it is that we're going to do with this energy, how we're going to get out of this cage, and then start putting in that work. Look at that. The Chariot's, I love this. The Chariot is sitting there waiting with its door open, waiting for you to get in and get going and get on this journey. So, because it's like we were talking about, you're not meant to be caged up. You're not meant to be in the fishbowl there, Queen of Cups. You're meant to roam that ocean, and whew, I love it. And again, I'm so sorry, Cancer. That was so sick. I love when things like that happen, when you sync up with the energies. And the energies have got your back. So let's spread this thing around, Cancer. This is give it a thumbs up. Help. Let's get this Chariot moving here. And I love that. I mean, Tower, Aries, come on, that's strong energy, Cancer. Let's take charge. Let's take initiative and get this thing going. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who might resonate with this, because it can seem sometimes like, that this can be a tough opponent, but it's bigger than that, Cancer. You are bigger than that, than any obstacle that comes your way. And that's what the universe is trying to tell you. Oh, and I'm talking like you're sharing it. That's what you can tell your friend that you're sharing this with, Cancer. And then also tell them to subscribe and then hit that bell button. They'll get notified when I release videos each week or each day. And then I'm on this app, what great thing too to get your, help you lift yourself up. I'm on this, help me through some bird cage times. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to drop just positive affirmations, to really just help us raise the vibration of our Nine of Cups, to just, and encouraging messages, and even tell, your stories, just like anything to just like help others Chariot, inspires others to keep it moving, Cancer. Because that's what we do. We help, we nurture others and ourselves so that we can keep this journey going. So brilliant. And then, as the group grows, definitely want to, Queen of Cups and I, maybe even the Chariot and I, we're getting some ideas cooking. And Emperor and I, we were talking about some things. So all types of good stuff there, but we gotta get all your friends over here, Cancer, so come on over, and all that information is in the description box. And then last thing, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Mars. Just check your chart, Cancer. Figure out what tools you have to get out of this cage. And come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there with different themes, different weekly themes. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here. I love it, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Because, Cancer, weren't we just talking about how we were talking swords and then we're talking cups? Here was your opponent. Now here's you. We got out of that fishbowl, we got in the ocean, and now we're creating an opponent here. Page of Cups. How brilliant. Hold on, Cancer, let me get your oracle card. But that's what happens, Cancer, when we start working towards those things, when we get in those higher start thinking from that higher perspective, and just start absolutely working with those high vibrations to get out of these situations, to counteract these thoughts that we may have told ourselves or tell ourselves. Then we got the Nettle card here. Then we can take action. This gives me strong Emperor vibes too. Oh, that makes sense, because this card is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So look at that. I think that's how we had ended last time with that one tower. But yeah, this is a card of action. This Nettle's here, and that's what this is saying, Cancer. If you've been feeling locked up, let's take action. Let's take action, Tower, so that we can transform into our higher octave, Pluto. Really evolve. And just a sidebar or a side note here, Cancer. Nettles, that's like I have a vitamin tea that I make every day, and nettle is like a big one. I love nettles. They're not medical advice, Cancer, but they're like high in vitamins and things. So just something, a little sidebar. I love when something comes up that I've worked with in the past. So just a little nugget there for you, Cancer. And I got these cards for us, just another little sidebar because I think we're done here. But I got these cards as well just because we are the nurturers. Any sort of like holistic kind of, preventative maintenance that we can share amongst ourselves, to share with others and things. I feel like just any little ways we can raise the vibration and just take care of ourselves, that's why I got these cards. So I definitely advise, to look up these herbs and even just get this deck. I mean, it's a really cool art, and we don't have any kind of relationship or anything. I just really appreciate what it does. So that's all I got for you, Cancer. So you stay safe out there. Keep eyes on the moon. Believe in yourself, Cancer. Know that you got this. And I will catch. It's your lucky day today. Remember that. Absolutely take yourself. I mean, come on. Oh, the Chariot and the Queen of Cups came out on your lucky day, Cancer. It's going to be brilliant today. Enjoy these vibrations. I'm sending them to you. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.